Why hello, this is Victor, aka Motard II. We are going to go ahead and take a look at a game called The Model Builder. And if you're wondering why I got this, this was part of Epic's free games. But we're going to go ahead and check something out here. You can see that Grandpa has given us a model building area. And so I'm going to go ahead and go to the tutorial, or at least one of the tutorials, and we can go ahead and check it out. Now, I did have to play this on my PC, and if you're wondering why I don't really have too many things, like keyboard or anything, I'm doing commentary after the fact. And basically what we can do is we can go ahead and use the WSAD and to move around. We use our mouse to point and click. I tried playing this on my Steam Deck. It didn't work out very well. So what we end up doing is we use the regular mouse click or left click to go ahead and click on just check out what our model paper. We can click it like a normal model book, I want to say. Anyways, so basically what I did is I moved out some of the model parts. I used the cutting tool to click on it, and you just use your left click to kind of cut out the parts. It then puts the parts into the right hand side, and we have to do that for every little piece that comes out in the model set, or at least some of them. So that's what I'm doing right now, is I'm just cutting out the pieces. It basically lets me cut them, and then it puts those parts in those perspective spot in our toolkit. So that's what I'm doing right now. And so after we're done cutting out these parts, we will then start assembling the model. This is a tutorial, so it's not going to be a very long video. Now, if you're new to the channel, we do have a subscribe button, which is always going to be on the bottom right hand corner. And if you choose to subscribe, go ahead and click that notification bell. That will let you know if I'm posting a new video or if I'm doing a live. Now, I haven't been doing any lives lately, but that may change, and I'm going to try to see if I can keep it up 3 times out of the week. Now, as you can see, we can see those model pieces. We can then pick out, I'm putting out the middle part within that model diagram. It looks like what we can do is use the left hand mouse button, and then we do have the on-screen controls. If you need to take a look at that, you can go ahead and pause the video. But I will go through some of them as we go along. So what I can do is I can see any of the parts that I need to. It looks like the model builder software basically refrains us from using anything from the current page that we're on. So I did pull the second page out and attached it. And you'll see it like a glue icon. I'm using my WSAD when we're in the model table to move around the model. And then I can click, and it looks like we can use our right click button to move the mouse, or at least the model, around. I did notice that it is a little finicky, so I'm using a generic mouse. If I was using like maybe a Razer mouse, it would have moved way out of, it moves erratically. So we're ready to go ahead and move on to our next page of the model, or at least the instruction model page. So in order for us to go ahead and do that, oh, look at that detail. So I'm kind of excited about this particular game because it lets me do something on my free time. So we're going to go ahead and click on that bottom right hand side corner, and then we look like we have to be in a right orientation in order for it to work. So I'm going to flip the model over, and it looks like that might actually go on there. So I'm looking for the piece, and it snaps into place. So it's fairly easy to kind of do this. I think when it gets a little bit more difficult is when I start doing the painting. I don't quite know how that's going to react. It does look like it highlights in blue is where that particular part goes, and it snaps into place with that glue icon. So I'm moving it around to see if we can have good orientation. We're going to move on to our next page. flip the model over upside down. That way we can have a good clear view of where we're going to need to be and be able to put those particular pieces. Now what I did notice when I put on the fin, we can see it turn blue. I'm going to tell you what I'm noticing in a moment. If I am confused on which piece that I want to take a look at, I can go to the model page and click on it. It'll highlight that particular model part, and then I can click and drag that particular part in. So I'm going to our next page. We have our propeller, it looks like, in the front end of the plane. So I'm going to go ahead and move that to plane a little bit, put the propeller in place, and then we have our last piece for this particular page. Looks like it's that particular piece, so I'm going to click and drag it and put it. Oh, looks like that's part of the landing gear. So it looks like it's this part. Orientation looks a little funky, but we're able to put it in place. It's like a puzzle piece. So let's see what we got here. We got our last piece, which is part of the landing gear. We'll put the wheels on. It looks like our last piece is part of the top of the plane, so we'll go ahead and put that in place in just a moment. So it looks like we've completed it. We're going to go ahead and click the complete or finish button and then click yes. And right now I'm using a laptop, so it gives me the opportunity to go ahead and do this. So it looks like we have a photo shoot. Doesn't look like we got into paint yet. But I'm going to go ahead and exit the workbench here. So that we can walk around with our WSAD controls, go to the cabinet to go ahead and put that model in place. It doesn't matter where we put it, we just put it on the display case. And then we can change the orientation or tilt it around if we need to. I'm just going to go ahead and click the place button because that's what we have to do as far as our objectives on the top right hand corner. And this is a very good stopping point. What we can do is we can go ahead and end the episode here. My name is Victor, aka Mozart II. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.